With the new essences, I updated my dungeon and raid build for Blood Knight, and I am using 2 of the new legendary items with it. So today we will talk about that. As always, let's start with the skills. For the first time we have Whirling Strike. We are using this skill because of the new main and essence. This skill deals a decent amount of damage and provides us some mobility. Actually, that's the main reason I choose to use it. And the damage is not bad. But let's say you are doing raids and you don't need any mobility, then you can just use Transfusion instead of this skill. And you don't have to change any of your legendary items. And the reason you might want to do that is to activate the 4-piece set effect of the Vitius more frequently. Next we have Swarm of Bats. This is a primary attack based build. But after that, most of our damage comes from this skill. We have 2 essences for it, and one of them is the new chest essence, which increases the damage enemies take by 19% for 3 seconds. Which is a really good essence because everyone in your party benefits from that. Next we have the Mephitic Cloud. Once again we are using 2 essences with it. Legs essence increases your primary attack speed by 30%, and the Helm essence increases the damage you deal by 25%, plus it deals damage every second. And we are using Shroud of Night without any essences. Finally, we have our primary attack skill, Shadow's Edge, which is our main damage source, and we are using 3 essences with it. I will talk about them in a minute, but first let's check out our set items. I am using 4 pieces of Vitius to increase the duration of the beneficial effects and to gain 30% attack speed. And for the other 2, I have the Banquet set, which increases my damage to enemies suffering from continual damage effects, which is almost all the time because we apply bleed effect with our Whirling Strike skill. Plus if you have Seeping Pile, Everlasting Torment or Viper's Bite, those will trigger this effect as well. Now let's check out the legendary items. For the headpiece we have this one. Mephitic Cloud releases a Blood Red Mist to choke enemies to death, continually dealing damage to enemies within the area while also increasing your damage done while you remain inside. And for the chest piece, we have the new essence. Swarm of Bats also destroys enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 3 seconds. For the shoulders, we have Torture and Torment, and this is a really important essence. Swarm of Bats now causes a small swarm of bats to circle you. When you use primary attack, a bat swoops down and bites enemies. For the pants, we have this Mephitic Cloud essence. Mephitic Cloud also increases your primary attack speed by 30%. For the main end, we have Cruel Vendetta. Shadow's Edge damage increased by 38%. And for the offense, we are using Mooncall. Shadow's Edge also increases your primary attack speed by 10% for 2 seconds, sticking up to 3 times. And for the main end, we have Indulgent Calligrapher, which is the new essence. Whirling Strike now causes you to dash forward, damaging and knocking back enemies in your path while also applying a stacking bleed. Whirling Strike can be activated again up to 2 additional times, with the final strike hitting all nearby enemies and causing a knockup. And lastly, for the additional offense, we have Mercy's Plight. Shadow's Edge now marks enemies, causing them to erupt for 24k additional damage when reaching 4 marks. And don't forget to use the Weaver Paragon tree when you are doing dungeons and raids. And for the point distribution, max out your damage and armor pen first, and then you can max out your armor and potency. Of course, after that use your remaining points on life. I think that's all I can say about this build. I will be sharing a new farm build for Blood Knight in a couple of days. Now I will add some gameplay. Thank you for listening and take care.